The English language, with its nuances, irregular spellings, and regional variations, presents unique challenges when it comes to pronunciation. So, in today's episode, I list 20 words that frequently cause difficulties for English learners, myself included, especially those whose native language has sounds that are different or absent in English. For each word, I will detail the specific difficulty, offer tips to overcome it, and include examples to illustrate the challenges. Are you ready? So let's practice some pronunciation today. Hey there, how's it going? Thiago here, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. This podcast is intended to help intermediate and advanced learners of English communicate with more confidence, more accuracy, more clarity, and more awareness. So if this sounds like something you want for yourself and your English, subscribe to the channel if you are watching on YouTube, or follow the show if you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. All right, so if you see me struggling with some of these words, the struggle is real, okay? Because some of these words can be really tough to pronounce. So let's get started here. The first word we have on the list is rural. As you can see here, we have the IPA transcription. That's the phonetics for the word. So when you see this little E upside down, it means that it's a schwa sound. The schwa sound is okay? So the challenge here is going rural, rural, plus the R. Yeah, we have two R's there. So take a look. Here's some information here about that word. The difficulty here is the combination of R at the beginning and in the middle of the word. You see this rural. That can be really complicated. Many non-native speakers tend to soften or omit the R in the middle of the word, making it sound closer to uo or something like that. So try to pronounce both R's with this curled tongue, this rural. The tip that we have here for this is practice pronouncing the R by keeping your tongue tense and slightly curved back. You curl your tongue a little bit for this sound. So rural, and don't touch the roof of your mouth with your tongue. All right. Imagine you are roaring like a lion to intensify the R sound. Record yourself saying rural and compare it to a native speaker's pronunciation in media, for example. So yeah, imagine a lion like or a pirate. Pirates go r, r. So practice that sound, okay? Rural. The next word is the word sixth. This is the ordinal variation for the cardinal number 6, right? So here are the phonetics, as you can see. And this symbol right here, which looks like a 0 almost, this indicates it's a TH sound, the voiceless TH, the sound. So we say sixth, all right? What is difficult about this word? Look, the ending, this ending requires precision to avoid sounding like sick, for example. The transition from the sound to the sound can be challenging, as it requires a quick shift in tongue position. So you start by going 6. So my tongue is retracted for the S, 6, but then it has to come out for the voiceless TH, 6. And then doing that in close succession can be tricky. 6. All right? It can be a hard one. Here is the tip to better pronounce this word. Take a look. Practice the x sound and the th sound separately. So x, like that. Then try to join them slowly, like in closer succession. All right? Position your tongue between your teeth for the th, as in think. And a good exercise is to say 6 repeatedly, then slowly adding the th sound at the end, gradually speeding up the transition. So you can start with the regular cardinal number 6. 6. Now let's try to add the at the end. Six, six, six. And then try to bring them closer and quicker. Sixth, sixth, sixth. All right? It's a tough one, but I'm sure you can do it. The next word that I have here for you, oh man, this one is a toughie. Look at that. Whoa, right here. Yeah. Let me give it a shot. Otorhinolaryngologist. All right. Otorhinolaryngologist. I really have to do it slowly because, it's a tricky one. So we have here otorhino laryng. By the way, when you see this symbol here for the phonetic, which is kind of like a letter A and E close together, this sound is the eh sound. Eh, like an apple. Okay. So otorhino la, okay. Laryng ga la. This is the schwa sound again, the little E upside down. Logist. So otorhinolaryngologist. It's a tough word. Usually we don't use this word in everyday communication for obvious reasons, right? It's a mouthful. So usually to refer to this doctor, we just call this doctor the ear, nose, and throat doctor, for example. Yeah, it's one way to call it, which is simpler. All right. So what is the difficulty about this? Well, it's a long word with many syllables and combinations of vowels and consonants. The tendency is to simplify or omit some syllables, leading to mispronunciation. This is very important. When you have a big word, a long word like that, be careful not to omit certain vowels, certain sounds. The tendency is for us to cut out some sounds and then you end up mispronouncing the word. All right. So here is the tip for this word. Break the word into smaller parts. All right. So rhino, larynga, actually. So otorhinolaryngologist. So otorhinolaryngologist. All right. Practice each part separately and then again join them together. You can use an online dictionary to listen to the correct pronunciation, paying close attention to the stress on the syllables. Also consider using mnemonic devices to remember the order of syllables. Maybe associations, try to picture something in your mind or associate something in your mind to help you better grasp how to pronounce these syllables. All right. The next word we have here is the word kernel. Kernel. All right. So this is how we pronounce it. Kernel. Kernel. We got a schwa sound here again at the end. No. Notice that the L in the middle is not pronounced. We don't say colonel. No, it's kernel. Kernel. All right. So here's some information about this word. Take a look. The pronunciation is completely different from the spelling, which can confuse many. The letter O is pronounced like making it sound like kernel. All right. So that's what's challenging about it. Sometimes in English, you have words that are written one way, but the sound is completely different. This is one of them. So it's a matter of memorizing how to pronounce this word, kernel. Kernel. Here's the tip. Memorize the correct pronunciation and practice repetition. Write the phonetic pronunciation, kernel, next to the word as a reminder. You can create a flashcard with this, or you can add it to your vocabulary list. So write the pronunciation as well, kernel. All right. Then we have the word scissors. As you can see here, scissors. So the letter O at the end also has a schwa sound. Z, scissor, scissors. Okay. So what is unique about this word? The letter C changes sound, and the ers ending can be a challenge as well. Many people pronounce the first C as K, which is incorrect, leading to a pronunciation closer to scissors. So even though we have a letter C here at the beginning, yeah, we don't pronounce it like a K. It's like an S sound. S. We don't really pronounce that. It's just the S. Scissors. Focus on the S sound for the first C. Remember, it's not a K sound, it's an S sound. S, S, S. Then practice the ers ending separately, the schwa sound. Ers, scissors, scissors. Pay attention to the vibration of the vocal cords in the Z. There's a Z sound there, right? Sizz. You see, it vibrates. Z, z. Scissors, scissors. And record yourself and listen for the beginning, especially the S at the beginning. You see how important it is for you to deliberately practice pronunciation. The better your pronunciation, the easier it is for people to understand what you're saying. And the more confident as a speaker you become as well. But I also understand that it can be hard to practice pronunciation by yourself without a speaking partner or without any type of resource. That's why I want to introduce you to today's sponsor of the video, yet once again, the app ELSA Speak. ELSA Speak is a really cool app that shows your mistakes in English pronunciation and speaking by using advanced artificial intelligence technology. It gives you a score on your pronunciation, fluency, and intonation, and you get precise feedback instantly to each and every single sound. You also get to learn a lot of vocabulary, phrases, and sentences for daily communication. One of the things I love about ELSA Speak is that it has more than 1,600 lessons and more than 40 topics for you to practice your speaking skills with AI.
Hey, Thiago Alencar, what would you like to work on today?
Let's see here. I think I want to talk to AI coach. Let's see what we got here.
Hello, Thiago Alencar. How are you today?
Hello, Elsa. I'm doing very well, thanks.
Great to hear. What would you like to do now? Continue with the next lesson in your learning path or try a role play activity?
Let's try a role play activity. That sounds fun. You see how cool, guys? Here I can choose a topic if I want to, or I can just say surprise me. So let's see what the topic is going to be.
Here's a surprise scenario for you. You want to start taking your cat for walks outside and seek advice from a friend who has experience with it. The scene is set over a phone conversation. I will play the role of your friend who has experience in walking cats and will provide you with helpful tips and advice.
Sounds good. Let's start.
Hey there, I heard you want to start walking your cat outside. That's awesome. I've been walking my cat for a while now. Would you like some tips on how to get started?
Yeah, that would be great because I didn't even know that it was possible to walk cats. I thought you could only walk dogs on the street. So, what are some tips you can give me?
Friend, sure. First, make sure to get a comfortable harness for your cat so they don't slip out. Start indoors to get them used to wearing it before heading outside. And always keep a close eye on them during walks for safety.
Look, I didn't understand the word harness, a comfortable harness for my cat. What does that mean? What is a comfortable harness? Could you define that for me?
Friend, a harness is like a jacket that goes around your cat's body to attach the leash. It's important that it fits well and doesn't cause any discomfort.
You see, so I could just keep going here and talking to Elsa, having a conversation. You see how cool. I even asked the definition of a word that I didn't understand, and the AI tutor here, Elsa, explained it to me. So this app is great for you to have conversations, practice your speaking in many scenarios, and also focus on individual sounds of words, how individual words are pronounced, just like we are doing in today's episode. Really cool, isn't it? So the folks at ELSA provided me with 2 links to share with you. In the description of the video and also in the pinned comment below, you can find link 1, which allows you to download the app and try the premium membership for free for 7 days. Give it a try, see if you like it. And link 2 gives you 50% off the premium membership for 1 year. So do check it out. This app can be a great companion to your English studies, your English practice, especially when it comes to speaking and pronunciation. And I think you're going to really enjoy it. So give it a try, download it, links in the description. All right, the next word we have here is choir. choir. I'm not really focusing on defining the words because the focus of this episode is on the sound, okay, on the pronunciation. If you are interested in learning the meaning of all these words, just look them up in a dictionary, okay? So, choir, as you can see here, we have choir and the schwa sound again, all right? So, here is the unique feature about this word. The combination of letters ko has a different sound than expected. Instead of sounding like chu or cha, it sounds like kwa, kwa at the beginning, you know? We don't really pronounce the C like a cha. It's a kwa, kwa. Normally, the CH combination here in English, we pronounce it as a ch sound, like chip or beach, you know? But in this case in particular, it sounds like a kwa, all right? Kwa, similar to choir, all right? That's what's tricky about this word. So here's the tip. Visualize the word as choir to help with pronunciation. Practice with other words that start with ch and have different sounds like church or chemistry, just to understand the variability of ch in English. All right. So sometimes it can be ch, sometimes it sounds like a k, like chemistry, and sometimes it sounds like this qua, like choir. All right. The next word we have is anemone. Anemone. As you can see here, we have a schwa sound at the beginning, and another schwa sound here after the m, m. So anemone. Also, notice that I have this little apostrophe here before the syllable ne. All right. This shows me that the stressed syllable is the ne syllable. So when you look up a word in a dictionary, take a look at the phonetics, the transcription, you know. Whenever this apostrophe is, the syllable after that is the stressed syllable of the word. So here I have to stress the ne syllable. So anemone. Got it? Anemone. Anemone. So here's another tip for you to know where to place the stress by using a dictionary. All right? So the difficulty here is the pronunciation of the E at the end and the initial A with an sound, the schwa. Correct emphasis is also crucial. Stressing the wrong syllable can make it unrecognizable. You see? So the word is anemone, but if you say anemone or anemone, you see, it becomes unrecognizable. The person might go like, what? Excuse me? What do you want to say? Oh yeah, anemone. Right. Here's another one. This is a place in England, I believe. And it's really hard because it's a long word, but the sound, as you can see, is not as long. Yeah. So we will pronounce this place Worcester, Worcester, Worcestershire, Worcestershire. All right. We got schwa sounds here again. So Worcester, and sh again. All right. By the way, when you see this little symbol here, which looks like it's a weird S, I would say. This sound in the IPA is the sh sound, the sound for ship or sheep. All right. So here is sure, sure. All right. Worcester, Worcester, Worcestershire, Worcestershire. All right. So let's see about this word. A word with many letters, but few are pronounced as expected. You see, this is a case of a long word that you need fewer sounds to pronounce it. It's a classic example of how English spelling can be misleading or tricky, often leading to humorous mispronunciations. I don't know. When I was trying to read this list for the first time, I think I mispronounced that because I didn't know. I was going like Worcestershire or something like that, you know, Worcestershire, which is completely wrong. Yeah, very different from Worcestershire, Worcestershire. All right. But that's something to keep in mind. Yeah. The tip, simplify the pronunciation by focusing on Worcestershire. Three main sounds that you make. Worcestershire. Constant practice and exposure to the word in different contexts will help internalize the pronunciation. Watch cooking shows where the sauce is mentioned to hear native speakers pronounce it. Huh, so apparently it's also a type of sauce. Yeah, I thought it was just a place in England, but apparently it's also a type of sauce. Do look it up. I'm not sure about this. And if you want, you can share that here in the comment section below. Is Worcestershire a type of sauce that you use to cook, or is it just a place in England? Let me know. Okay. But here's how you pronounce it. The next word is penguin. Penguin. As you can see here, penguin. All right. So here's the difficulty. The combination Gwen can be a challenge for non-native speakers. The G is pronounced, but the UI forms a unique sound. Is this gwa, gwa, almost like a W sound. And it results in a mispronunciation like penguin, penguin or something like that. But what you want to say here is penguin, penguin. All right. So take a look at the tip, as you can see here. Look, practice the smooth transition between the G and the when. A tip to think of is pen, gwen, gwen. Think about the word when, like you win a game, and just add the G before. A g g sound. So gwen, gwen, penguin, penguin. Just to make the pronunciation easier. Focus on rounding your lips for the w or the w sound as well. The w, you have to round your lips. You go w. You see my lips? W, w. So penguin, penguin. All right. And we have this word here, which the first time I read, I mispronounced it, but the correct pronunciation is isthmus. Isthmus. I tried to pronounce the TH, which is a common mistake here. I tried to go isthmus, isthmus, but it's not how it works. So this word here, as you can see, the difficulty lies in the pronunciation of the TH as an S and the omission of T. The combination of isth can be confusing as well, leading to pronunciation like what I tried before, isthmus. But you don't do that. You just say isthmus, isthmus. Okay? So here's the tip for this word. Ignore the T and focus on pronouncing isthmus. So imagine there's no T there. Listening to the word repeatedly and trying to imitate the pronunciation is also very helpful. Visualize the word and its meaning to create a stronger mental association. Okay? The next word is the word quinoa. Okay, I've already talked about this word in a previous episode. So here is the difficulty. Take a look. The foreign origin of the word and the pronunciation of qua as a K, like QU as a K. Many people try to pronounce Q as in other languages, like qua, which is incorrect, resulting in something like quinoa, okay? But actually, it's a K sound, ka. So quinoa, quinoa, all right? So here's the tip that we have for this word. The best tip here is just associate the word with the food itself to help remember the pronunciation. So, the food, right? Quinoa, just maybe look at a box of quinoa and repeat out loud, quinoa, quinoa. I have quinoa every day. All right. So associate the food with the word. The next word we have is gauge. It's not gauge or gouge, nothing like that. It's gauge, as you can see here. Look that this D and Z type of symbol in the IPA stands for J. The sound is J, J. So gauge, gauge. All right. So what is difficult about this word? Take a look. The combination at the end, age, right? Gauge, can be uncommon for many. The sound is similar to age, but with a G at the beginning. So think of age and add a G. Gauge, gauge. That's how you pronounce this word. Okay? So the tip is think of the word as gauge with an extra G. Practice with other words ending in age, like page and stage. Pay attention to the diphthong A in gauge, all right? And that's pretty much it. Then we have the word squirrel, the animal, squirrel, also quite tricky. As you can see here, is a squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. You see, even I get a little bit tongue-tied sometimes, because it's kind of tricky. Look, the sequence of consonants here at the beginning and the ending of this earl can be tricky. Correct pronunciation requires coordination of the tongue and lips, often resulting in a simplified squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. All right? So here's the tip. Divide the word into squirrel. You break it down into two parts or two sounds. Squirrel, squirrel. Practice the squa sequence separately. Squa, squa, squa. Use a mirror to check if your lips are rounded correctly for the W sound. This what you see, round lips. Squa, squa. Focus on the sound in the middle as well. So squir, 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 and then add the last part. Roll, roll, squirrel, squirrel, and quick succession. All right. We have the word specific, sp. Notice that this vowel here, this letter E, is a schwa sound. Sp, sp, specific, specific, not spe. Specific? No, sp, sp, specific, specific. All right? So, what is unique about this word? Take a look. The pronunciation of C and the combination of sp at the beginning. Many tend to add an extra vowel between S and P, resulting in specific. All right? Or, especially in the case of Brazilian learners, we tend to want to add an extra E sound at the beginning, like specific. Specific, this E, we don't have that. So in English, just go s, s. You begin with the S. Sp, sp, specific, specific, not specific, specific. Be careful not to add this extra E at the beginning of the word. All right? Here's another tip. Avoid adding the extra vowel. Like I said, practice the direct transition from S to P and focus on the S sound of the first C. Record yourself and listen for any added vowels. Okay? Next in line, we have technology. So technala. Here's another schwa sound here. And remember, the symbol right here, D plus Z, let's say, is a j sound. So G, la G, la G. Technology. All right? So what is unique about this word? The CH sounds like K here, tech, tech, right? And the pronunciation of vowels can vary. Correct emphasis is also important. Stressing the wrong syllable can alter the meaning or just make it unrecognizable. All right? And here's the tip. Remember that the CH sounds like K, like tech, not tech. All right? And divide the word into parts, technology, and practice each part separately. Pay attention to the stress on the second syllable, techna. You see the stress is right here, second syllable, technology, technology. All right? Then we have phenomenon. So the first E there is a schwa sound again, phenomenon, phenomenon, phenomenon. All right? So here is a short explanation. The pronunciation of PH as F, like phenomenon, you see F, and the repetition of on. Correct emphasis is crucial to avoid confusion with other similar sounding words. So phenomenon. Remember here the apostrophe is before the na. So na is my stress syllable. Phenomenon, phenomenon. All right? And then here's an extra tip. Take a look. Remember that PH usually sounds like F in English, like phenomenon, like pharmacy, you see? And also practice the repetition of on, paying attention to intonation. Phenomenon, phenomenon. Break the word down into smaller chunks or groups, and you practice. Phenomenon, phenomenon. All right? Next, we have archaeology. Take a look at the IPA symbols here. Archaeology, archaeology. And the stress is right here in the middle. Archaeology, archaeology. All right? So here's the difficulty about this word. The combination at the beginning, this archae, yeah? This combination is tricky. archy, we say. And the pronunciation of a as an E. So we don't say arca, but archy, archy. Also, the pronunciation of CH here sounds like a K, so archy, not Archie. And, some people might say archaeology, but it's not. It's archy, archaeology, archaeology. Okay? Here's the tip. Divide the word into archaeology. You see? Practice each part separately and then join them. Remember that archy sounds like archy, all right? And use visual aids to remember the correct pronunciation if you need them, all right? Next word we have, this is a mouthful as well. Onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia. So as you can see here, the stress is on the pia, the P. So onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia, all right? So onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia, all right? Depending on the speaker, I've also heard instead of ma. So you might hear onoma, onoma, onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia, or onoma, okay? Onomatopoeia or onomatopoeia, but both are fine, all right? Lots of schwa sounds here, yeah? There's a schwa sound here at the beginning, so anna, na, There's another schwa sound here, anamata, rara, or mata, all right? And then another one at the end, pia, onomatopoeia or onomatopoeia, all right? So the difficulty here is it's a long word with several vowels and complex syllables. Correct emphasis is fundamental. Misplacing the stress can make it incomprehensible. Think about it this way. The longer the word, the more important it is for you to place the stress correctly because it gets confusing if you place the stress in the wrong place and it's a long word. All right? So here's the tip here. We have divide the word into onomatopoeia, all right? Practice each syllable separately and then join them. Notice that the practice is pretty much the same. Breaking the word down into sounds, practicing each sound separately, and then slowly joining them in closer succession, all right? Make sure you emphasize the fourth syllable, all right, which is the stress. So onomatopoeia, all right, onomatopoeia, that's the stress syllable there. And you can also use online tools to slow down the pronunciation and analyze each sound. Then we have a very common word, entrepreneur. So we got here two schwa sounds. So tra, and another one, pra. So entrepreneur. And again, the stress here, as you can see, is on the ner sound. So entrepreneur. All right. So take a look at the description. The French origin, this is a French word, yeah? The French origin of the word and the pronunciation of nasal sounds, or nasal vowels, excuse me. The combination of consonants at the beginning can also be difficult, often leading to a simplified entrepreneur or something like that, okay? But make sure you go entrepreneur, all right? Here's a tip for you to keep in mind. Simplify the pronunciation by focusing on entrepreneur, all right? Practice the ending ner as in Turner. So ner, Turner. Listen to the word in various contexts to understand the subtle nuances. All right. Finally, word number 20, we have the place, Massachusetts. Take a look. We have ma. Remember this combination is a, like an apple. So ma. Then we have the second A as a schwa sound, so it's a s, massa. And then I have here chu. Remember this combination here is a ch sound, chu, sits. So Massachusetts. So chu is my stress syllable here. Massachusetts. Okay? So here's the difficulty about this word. The repetition of S and the combination of CH. Correct pronunciation requires precision to avoid errors, often simplified to Massachusetts, but it's a chu. Okay, Massachusetts. All right. So here's the tip again, the same tip pretty much. Divide the word into parts. Massachusetts. So Massachusetts, Massachusetts. Practice each part separately and then join them. Pay attention to the ch sound as in chew. Visualize the state's name on a map to help remember the pronunciation. Okay? So here are some extra tips to improve pronunciation. Remember, practice regularly. Dedicate daily or weekly time to practice the pronunciation of these and other challenging words. Consistency is fundamental to internalize the sounds and patterns of the English language. Even 15 minutes here and there can make a significant difference in the long term. Also, make sure you use online resources like online dictionaries, Merriam-Webster, the Cambridge Dictionary, Longman, and also apps like ELSA Speak. These are great companions to help you with your pronunciation and learning how the words are supposed to sound. Record yourself. Record your own pronunciation and compare it with that of native speakers to identify areas for improvement. You can even use recording apps on your smartphone or computer and analyze the waveforms to identify discrepancies. This is really cool. If you're able to get a clip from a native speaker talking, a wave form or an audio clip, and then you record yourself repeating that same line, trying to copy the native speaker, then you take both files and you place it in a basic video editor software or audio editing software. You get to see the waveforms there, and then you can see if maybe your waveforms are similar or not to the original one. It's a really cool way to visualize the differences here. Watch content in English, of course. Movies, series, YouTube videos can help you familiarize yourself with correct pronunciation in context. Pay attention to how native speakers and native-like speakers articulate the words and try to imitate their intonation and rhythm. Of course, speak. Speak with people, especially native speakers and native-like speakers, because if you can practice conversation with people and receive feedback on your pronunciation, you can adjust as you go. You can participate in online conversation groups or find a language exchange partner. You can also consider hiring a teacher or a tutor for personalized guidance, but practice speaking as much as you can. Also focus on minimal pairs. Practice distinguishing between words that differ by only one sound, the minimal pairs, to improve your ability to hear and produce subtle differences in pronunciation. Minimal pairs are words like sheep, ship. You see, the only difference between them is one sound, E. For example, these can be quite tricky because the difference between them is often quite subtle. So practice minimal pairs. And finally, I would say learn phonetics. All right. Understanding the International Phonetic Alphabet or the IPA, those symbols that we were discussing here, a few of them now, can help you decode the pronunciation of any word, even if you've never heard it before. So knowing about the IPA, what the symbols represent, can help you. Like, you look up the word in the dictionary, you don't even have to hear it. Just by reading the phonetic transcription, you have a pretty good idea already of how you can pronounce the word. All right. If you are interested, I can make an episode here on the channel all about the IPA, teaching you how to decipher or decode those symbols. Let me know if you want that kind of video here in the comment section below. And that's pretty much it. So here are some final words I have for you. Remember, mastering pronunciation in English is an ongoing process that requires dedication and practice. By focusing on these challenging words and following the tips mentioned, you will be on the right path to improving your fluency and confidence when speaking English. Remember that practice makes perfect, and every small effort contributes to your success. If you have any more questions or need more examples, let me know here in the comment section below. Maybe myself or another viewer here can help you with more examples and more information. All right? So now it's time for the Learner's Corner. And for the Learner's Corner today, I have here a very nice audio message from Millie. So let's listen to what Millie has to say.
Hey Thiago, how's it going? My name is Millie. I have 46 years old. I'm from Brazil. I start to study English since September 2023. So I study alone. We see movies in the YouTube channel and read read books, read tests, read the uh, newspapers. So I'm very glad if you can be back to about my English, how I can do make better the better, because I really want to be a B2 or C1 to get a proficiency IFCI, and your channel helped me a lot about this. Thank you very much.
Nice, Millie. Thank you so much for the message. I believe that you are one of the people who leave many messages here on my videos. Yeah, I mean, you interact a lot with the content. So, first of all, thank you for watching the videos here, for leaving your comments, interacting with them, for being a supporter of my work. I'm glad to know that my channel, my videos here have been helping you. And I am impressed because you said that you started learning English in September 2023. So it's been a little over a year only. And you already speak very well, considering that you are studying by yourself, you are studying alone, and it's only been a little over a year. You can already communicate, which is great. My recommendation is keep doing what you're doing. So everything you're doing, keep studying by yourself, keep watching content online, reading. Okay, because with time, you will develop your English more and more. But also, to be more specific, I would recommend focusing a little bit on the pronunciation of certain words. For example, I think you said science. I've been studying English science September 2023. It's since, okay? Since September 2023. And also some little grammar mistakes like I have blah, blah, blah years old, you know? So when you talk about your age, you say I am. I am 45 years old. I am 46 years old, okay? So focus on the pronunciation of certain words, all right? Improving that. Study a little bit of grammar so that you can start correcting some of these mistakes. But overall, you are doing very well. If possible, I know that you have been learning by yourself and studying alone, but if possible, eventually, I really believe that you should invest in a language school, maybe take a formal course, or hire a private teacher, get some private classes with a teacher, or join a conversation club, you know, a conversation group to practice your speaking with other people. Ideally, you want to have some guidance eventually, you know, but for now, just keep doing what you're doing, and you're doing very, very well. In terms of level, I think I would place your English between A2 going B1, you know, so you are in that pre-intermediate going intermediate level, I would say, you know, so A2 going to B1. Got it? But it's been only a year, so great job. Keep doing that. Keep practicing, keep studying. Okay? And if you want to do it just like Millie and send me an audio message to be featured here on the podcast, you can go to speakpipe.com/English with Thiago. Send me a message there. Or if you prefer, you can also write me an email at hello.teacherthiago@gmail.com, sharing whatever you want to share. And I'm going to feature your message here at the end of every podcast episode. Don't forget to check out ELSA Speak. ELSA is a great companion for your English speaking pronunciation. It uses powerful AI technology to help improve your speaking skills in English. The conditions here are really cool. So remember, you can download the app for free for 7 days. Try the premium version and see if you like it. Or if you want, you can just go ahead to the second link and get 50% off the premium membership for 1 year. All right. Thanks for the folks on Also Speak for sponsoring this video yet once again. And thank you for your attention and for watching me today. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not a subscriber yet, share this episode, this video with a friend, and follow the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and leave me a 5-star review over there as well. This really helps my work here. Guys, I'm Thiago. I'm signing off. Thank you so much. And I'll be talking to you very soon in the upcoming episode. Bye-bye.